welcome, guys.
And that was good timing now.
Had 30 seconds to get that out of the way.
It's just like you all know I haven't been well.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's
He said
understandable.
with a point in his hand.
It's medicine.
So, folks, we'll go around and introduce everybody. Of course, we know Mel, and we know Vince, and we have a new person here. This is Shane. Hello, Shane.
How we doing, everybody?
Well, I got to turn the
audio with a perfect audio. It's like foreign chicken. Don't wait, yes, it's lush.
It does. It sounds so good. Your microphone is perfect.
Why do you think he's our tech guru on a Sunday?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've still got to make a slight change to this microphone.
Oh, I can't think of what it could be. It sounds perfect.
You know what the Vince then.
It's literally just changing this for slightly longer.
All right. Well, let's say hello to everybody in chat right quick here, guys. We got a few people in here. Let's start at the top. M&C Aquatics, hello. Fish are fun. Hello. Welcome. We have Arnold. Hello, Arnold. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. You take care and just enjoy the stream. Here we are. And let's see, moving down. We got Mel Rohr.
Yeah, Mel's coming in.
Oh, nice.
Someone
welcome.
I've dropped the link to earlier on to come over and show some support.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Welcome. It's always nice meeting new people.
Yeah.
And
Not forgetting, sorry to cut you off there, Jeff, but a big happy birthday to Dean Big, who happens to be our Shane's brother.
Yeah, it's his birthday today. I'm not sure if he's popped in here yet. I think he might be finishing his dinner, but he'll be coming in shortly.
Oh, great. We have Alex from Fathom Aquatics. Hello, Alex. Let's see here. We have Busy Bee. Hello, Busy Bee.
Hey, Busy.
Welcome. Hello, Gil from Australia. How you doing there, mate? It's what time is it in Australia right now? It's about 5:30 in the morning, 6:30?
Yeah,
early in the morning,
I believe.
Wow. Hello, Magnus from Sweden. I just watched his a little while ago. He has some poison dart frogs and some little geckos and stuff. I was checking out on his. He keeps koi in the summertime, and he keeps them all year. But he has different things he shows up. We have Chris. Hey there, Chris Stubbs. Welcome, my friend. There we are. And Keith's Koi Haven. Hello, welcome.
Maureen, hello.
Welcome. We have Ian Aquarium Magic. Hello, Ian.
In fact, Keith's Koi Haven is your side of the pond.
Yes.
Oh, he's in America. Oh, okay.
She is.
She is. Yes.
Oh, she is. I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to make assumptions. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's our Maureen from Keith's Koi Haven.
Ah.
I'm not sure where. She's in New Hampshire.
Yes.
New Hampshire. Okay, at the East Coast. All right.
Yeah.
Marcus Watson. Hello there.
Marcus.
Welcome, my friend. So Marcus keeps koi as well?
Marcus was watching us play with pipe today.
There he is. He's changed his name. Hobbytown Chili and Koi. That's my brother. How you doing, Dino?
Happy birthday, Dino.
Hello, happy birthday.
Tara.
And we have Tara in the house. Hello, Tara. Welcome, my friend. Always so good to see Tara. And also, we mentioned last week about the Sawasser Tang and the other plants and stuff. Oh, yeah, definitely. Whenever you want to meet, we can do that. a little bit later in the stream, I'm going to show you, Tara, some new plants I got too. All right, just popping down here. I think we're still making our way down to the chat here. There we are. This is your brother.
Yes.
Happy birthday. I'm Jeff. Mal's in the upper right-hand corner. Of course, you know Vince and Shane, of course, your brother. Let's see here. Now, who's Toby? Cheers, Toby.
That's the big fat koi that's eating all the rest of them.
Oh, is that right?
See, I've been learning, Vince. I've been learning.
All right. I didn't know that, so here we go. Okay. Right.
Yeah, when you rear and fry anything that grows exponentially quicker, they get called a Toby. Nine times out of 10, you'll always recognise a Toby because it's always got a tail hanging out of its mouth because it's predated on smaller fry.
It's small, isn't it?
Yeah,
Toby Carvery.
I've seen that from time to time over here. I got a rather large sunfish in there, and he tends to like to dine on his brothers and sisters in there every now and then.
What you got to remember is that even though they're koi carp and they are ornamental, they are still a member of the carp species, and carp are omnivorous, which means if it is edible and they can get it in their mouth, they'll damn well eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's that I'll curb myself then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, I have a group of questions, and that's going to fall into play here in a minute with that what you just mentioned there.
Good.
So, I don't know if you guys want me to start firing off the questions now, or it's up to you. I'll go. Let's start with
the quick fire round.
Quick fire.
Let's do it. Well, not a quick fire. I've got a few questions here, but I'm going to start with the first one here. This is a question that I've always wondered about. You guys are probably going to know it right off, but here we go. How many different colors can be on one koi fish?
5.
Oh,
Five. Okay. All right. Because I remember I seen white, black, yellow, orange, and white.
You get various shades. You've got 2 different types of red. So you've got like an orangey type, or you've got your cherry red type. You've got 2 varieties that are basically, it's telling you it's 5 colours, and that's the Goshki and Goromo. And what it is, it's an overlay of colours that give you the perception of a different colour.
Yeah.
So on a Goromo, with the overlay of colour, it looks almost purple-like to a degree.
Okay.
But then you've got the other side of the spectrum, and you get what's called a Budo Goromo, and that is more black to blacky purple. There is a very striking difference between the two as well, and that is actually overlaid over a really nice pristine white.
Oh yeah. I love it when it's vivid like that. When you got the really pristine white, and then you got the really pristine other colors. They're just so. It's like somebody took some paint and just painted them.
Yeah, and I mean, to get that striking definition, most people tend to go for a Deutsch fish to get that sharpness of line.
So
what I mean by that is a Deutsch fish is what is. It's basically, it was when they bred a koi carp with a German leather carp, or a mirror with only just a linear scalage on it, and that's where Deutsch comes from, as in German scaled. And it's basically a
more block colour.
It's because there's no scales. you get a sharp definition
Yeah.
in the colour. So if you've got a kahaku, for instance, which is a red and white fish,
Yeah.
the when you look at the Deutsch version and the scale version, and this on the scale version, it all depends on the quality of the bloodline and everything else. Because once you start going up into the realms of stupid money, you can still get that real nice definition. But to get it on the lower end of the spectrum, you're better off going with a Deutsch fish because you do get that real sharp definition of colour between like the red and the white and other patterns as well that you get from various other colours.
So if you're just a hobbyist, it's best to go for the Deutsch rather than...
Deutsch fish is it's one of those you either like them or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people would like to see their Deutsch fish with what's called a zipper, which is a row of scales that goes from the back of the head right across the top, under the dorsal to the tail.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of as little scale as possible. Right. So on a Deutsch fish for me, unless it was something like a Shisui, the only place I want to see scales is underneath the dorsal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
about that.
Kajaku.
Yeah. About the scales now. If you get a fish that's mostly scaleless, are they what's the word I'm looking for? Are they weaker when it comes to the cold, or just
no?
It...
No. The only real downside to a Deutsch fish is they are very prone to losing a scale, because what you got to think is on any fish that's got scales, you've got overlapping scale pockets.
Yeah.
So when you actually you see a scale out of the fish, it's about that big. Yeah. But what you're actually seeing is that big.
Yeah.
Because the rest is sat in a scale pocket, which is then overlaid with another scale. So what you got to think of on a Deutsch fish, where the sides are so smooth with just skin, and then the odd scale, because it's only an odd scale, if they knock up against something, you've got more chance of it catching, especially when it comes to netting for bowling for whatever reason. You've got more chance of a Deutsch fish catching a scale on the net than you have a scaled fish. Can you see what I mean? Because it's a solitary scale, or you'll find a lot of people
getting caught in a gum shield.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That makes sense. I was wondering, because I didn't know if they would be more susceptible to the cold. I didn't think that, it was just a question. Yeah.
And they spent absolutely years breeding the scales out, so a Deutsch fish was literally smooth all the way down the sides.
Yeah.
And just underneath the zipper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd get your odd ones that would look nice because they've got linear scales that right down the lateral line, but they're what we call an apple slice scale. You know, the big scales you get on like a mirror cup.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. So then they bred Deutsch fish to be able to have that lateral line.
Yeah.
And now the top breeders in Japan have now decided that they want scales on a Deutsch fish, but the scales aren't like what you would see on a normal scaled koi.
Yeah.
And it's what they call aragoke. And basically, it's a scaled Deutsch fish. So it's covered in big apple slice scales.
Oh.
Yeah. So it looks like a dress from the 70s with cucumber bits on.
Ah.
But,
you see what I mean? Sweden. Yeah. You see what Green Machine Sweden put up? He says, "Deutsch who cannot take my cold, fish needs their scales."
Yeah, but you go really cold down up where you are in Sweden, don't you?
Oh, so
is one
in other
more
words,
prone to flux than the other?
and we get cold here in Michigan, here in the United States. So that's the reason why I was asking about that.
They're
You know,
both as susceptible as the other when it comes to any type of aquatic parasite that you'll find in the pond. So that's fluke, trichodinea, chilodenella, costia. There's another one there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And let's see here. We have Swiffle Treasure Detecting.
It's a new one.
I've seen him in other. I've seen him in other live streams.
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Yeah. I can't remember who's I've seen him in, but I've definitely seen him. I'm not sure if he's Australian or, but I have definitely seen him in other live streams.
If he's a fish addict, an aquarium addict, or pond addict, you're at the right
Ponds,
place anyway.
Ponds, tanks. I mean, I've
ponds.
Speaking of ponds, I watched your video where you showed that new area out at the farm. I think it is. Forget. Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Well, we were back there today, getting the last of the metal hoops up along where the brood tunnels are.
Ooh.
So yeah, but in the new mega munga tunnel, as we're calling it, instead of having one big pond, Rick's going to have two separate ponds.
Ah. And you're all going to have your own, all your fish together.
So I think what Rick's going to be aiming for, two separate ponds as opposed to one big one, to make it more accessible to net fish up and so forth and so on. But I think he's got it in the back of his mind that he's also going to do some food trials at the same time.
Yeah.
So actually, both ponds will have fish from the same spawnings, so they'll all have the same environment. They'll have the same filtration. The only difference will be the food. So I think what his first trial will be one pond he'll feed Sakiakari, which is the best koi food out there that you can get. So they say.
Now you'll have your own fish there, right?
I will have fish there, but then in the other pond, he will continue to feed the food that he was feeding at the last tunnel to see how what they do to the fish, or if there is any difference in the fish because of the food.
Yeah.
Because if there is any differences, it will be purely down to the food, because every other part of the environment is going to be exactly the same, right down to the amount of water in each one.
Yeah.
So he's going to be able to do an 100% objective food trial.
Yeah.
In that, as well as bringing on his top 5-10%.
Yeah. Well, it'll be good for his manga mix thing, won't it? Because it'll tell you straight away, is it working? Is it worth the money straight away?
Yeah, mate, I'll tell you what, it's
definitely worth the money.
The manga mix is phenomenal stuff, without a shadow of a doubt. But then you've got the two ponds that Rick's going to have, and he's also going to have his chili plants growing on there as well.
How much food for 2 pounds of fish like that a month would it require?
Well,
I
always have to think about those things. If I ever get a pond, I got to factor in the cost
of your ponds are going to be stocked like his ponds, though, Jeff.
But what you've got to remember is in the polytunnels in the summer, they're going to be running at sort of like 26 degrees. So the first 3 years of their life is if they've got the potential to grow and develop into a good bodied fish, then the bulk of its decent growth will be done in the first 3 years.
Yeah.
Which is why, up to 3 years old, and then they stop there, because the amount of extra food, maintenance and care that you need to give them to keep the quality and the progression going from 3 to 6 years old, it doubles each year, because as the fish gets bigger, so does the food bill. The last Mega Munga tunnel, I think Rick said he was going through towards the height of summer. I think he was going through a 15-kilo sack every 2 weeks.
Wow. So what's that, about £200 a sack?
So when you're looking at Saki, he wasn't feeding Sakiakari back then, but when you look at something like Sakiakari, you are looking at £200 for a 15-kilo sack.
Wow.
And
could you get food, but like enhancing it yourself with the Munga mix?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the biggest advocate for Sakiakari on YouTube is a gentleman called Ricky Stoddart.
Yeah.
And he owns Koi Wholesale, and he is the biggest importer distributor of Japanese koi in the UK. And he champions Sakiakari. And I call him the modern day Peter Waddington, and there's a lot of people out there won't understand who Peter Waddington is. He's no longer with us now. But if it wasn't for a gentleman called Peter Waddington, we wouldn't have koi in the UK like we've got, because he was one of the first to actually go roaming around Japan and walking into these places saying, I want to buy your fish, I want them transported over to the UK. He also he was very integral in a lot of the filtration in the 80s and the 90s in design and development. He is quite God in that respect. But Ricky is there with him, but he has said if he couldn't get Sakiakari, he would feed Takazumi. And that's what I feed.
In regards to what you said about the price of the food and the size of the pond and how many fish, is there a cap that you have personally on your pond? I mean, how many fish you're able to actually... You haven't reached that point yet, apparently. You haven't, because you get new fish in, but it's got to be...
I get new fish in. I let them develop for a year, sometimes not even that long, and they might get moved on, they might stay. I mean, point in question. I mean, Susan and Jordan. Susan's my partner. Jordan's my youngest son. They actually paid for what's called a Tancho Goshki. So it's basically a grey reticulation fish, but with the red Tancho spot in the centre. And they paid £150 for that.
Yeah.
It went into my pond, and within just under 3 months, the Benny on the spot started to deteriorate, and I ended up with a half moon Tancho spot.
Right.
And just in that Benny deterioration in that spot, dropped that £150 fish down to about 50 quid in a flat.
Yeah.
Just by losing that bit of colour.
Yeah.
But until they get to a certain point in their life, certain varieties will continue to change.
Yeah.
There is 2 varieties that are forever changing, and that's the Comonra and the Matskowbaki. So they're both black and white fish. One is, but one's Deutz and one's scaled.
Yeah.
And they have what's known as unstable sumi. And what I mean by that is on on like a shiro atsuri or a showa, once it's finally developed, that black will thicken up and it looks inky black.
Yeah.
But on a Komonru or a Matsukao Baki, depending on the water parameters, the water temperature, what time of year it is, that black can actually change from year to year.
Yeah.
And they're awesome fish because they're forever changing. I've actually got 2 Benny Komonru in the Tosai tank.
Yeah.
Those are black and white, but they've also got a red pattern. Now, the red pattern, unless it deteriorates and disappears, that red pattern will always stay there. But the black has already started changing since I got them from Rick.
Is there anything you can do to enhance the red? Is it clear ponds? Is that good for the red?
The red, a lot of it is, again, it's down to diet. You know, if you want to keep colours intense, then you're going to need to feed a colour food or a specific colour food. But you've also got, if you feed too much colour food, you can introduce what's known as secondary Benny or secondary heat.
Yeah.
Which means
the white was like enough colour white.
No, what that is, it's basically a watery, washed out red. So where you've got a real nice, vibrant red pattern, on a kahaku, on the gill plate, you might get a tiny little hint of orange.
Yeah,
that's what they call secondary Benny. That can actually be brought on by feeding too much coloured food. So there is also a fine line, you know, and tend not to get it more with the high quality fish.
Yeah.
But again, it's that fine line of having not just the food right, but the water parameters, the water temperature, and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your kahaku, is it best to have like a 3-block colour or a 2-block colour?
It's 2 colours, red and white.
But is it, you know, when you get the patterns, you know, when you see like you get like 3 steps, 2 steps.
You've got your traditional Cancho, which is pure white with the round spot in the centre of the head. Yeah. And then you've got your 2-step, your 3-step, your 4-step, which means you've got a white nose tip, and then you've got 2 equal balance patterns of red on top, or 3 nice blocks. But for the perfect kahaku, you want no red going down below the lateral line.
Yeah.
On ones like a 3-step or a 2-step, you want a real nice sharp pattern, but you want good sashi and kira as well, which is your leading edge and your rear edge of your scale, and where the scale actually will end up once it started filling in and completed the pattern. Can you see what I mean? Yeah. So you could look at one.
You don't want the bleeding on it in the fins, neither, do you?
No.
Now, you touched on a very important thing I was asked. You know, I think what a lot of fish keepers don't realize, you spend a lot of money on your pond or your aquarium and stuff, but they don't think about it's the food. It's probably the most important thing for your fish, because that's what they're going to eat. That's what they're going to, you know, survive on and stuff. I think so. I've noticed that, because I think, oh, geez, I buy this food because it's cheaper. Well, you're going to get what you paid for, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
I buy what I can afford. There's more expensive food,
but you can't supplement it though, Jeff. You can get your vitamin C elsewhere, and you can get your protein and your carbs from elsewhere. I mean, Vince does it with crab sticks.
Yeah.
Oh, mine get such a variety. I mean, even though the temperatures are low in the water, I mean, my pond's sitting at, I think it's about 8 or 9 degrees at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've not given them any pellet food, but we had curry tonight, and there was rice left over.
Yeah.
Oh, you just fed that to your koi? Oh,
Yeah.
Straight, straight in the pond. No sooner it hits the bottom, it's gone.
Wow.
Yeah. It was one thing Peter always used to use in the winter, and that was a pulses mix. So your split peas, your pearl barley, and all that sort of thing.
Barley would be really good for putting on the
Putting a bit for the winter, he would boil that up, wait till it swells up, let it cool down, and then feed that to your pond over the winter, and you'll find there's more benefit for the fish in that than there is feeding wheat germ, because wheat germ does absolutely fish, to be totally honest.
Barley's been used for years and years to put layer fat with our muscles.
And
eaters used to do that to put the layer fat off to protect the muscle.
Well,
times.
Rick refuses to feed wheat germ on the farm.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is, and he has said that, I've heard him say this on many an occasion, and he has found that the wheat germ pellets, no matter the brand, tend to swell once they've been eaten.
Adele's in the house. Hello, Adele.
Which can't be good for the fish.
Right, it can't, kind of. You want to get,
to be honest, I know koi and carp are omnivorous, but when you think about it, what is there in wheat germ that's going to give them any type of benefit?
Yeah.
Now I got a question for Shane. Now, when you feed your fish, do you how many times a day do you feed?
So again, it goes by the water temperatures, things like that. Obviously, if you're doing a growing on tank where you've got them warmer waters, then you can get up to, depending, 4, maybe even some people are like Vince will probably tell me, up to 7 times a day, depending on how much you want to give them.
And the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
I feed several times a day in the fishery, but I just have little small amounts each time it's gone.
That's what I do. I tend to do them little and often throughout the day. And there's like summertime, it'll just be like I'm going past it. I'm going to be doing something near that pond. Take a small handful with me. I'll feed that, and then I go up to like the swimming pool, which everyone will see later on when it's all revamped. But then I'm going to get auto feeder and things like that in there as well, just so when I'm away from it, I haven't got to worry about it. It'll just kick in and just do what it's got to do. But that will be on about 7 times.
That's really high.
Well, I'll give you an example. We've mentioned Ricky at Koi Wholesale. He gets in Tosai, a small size, so young fish, and he is known on certain ponds to feed up to and over 1 kilo of food a day.
Yeah. So is it like an ideal optimal temperature for growing on?
For Tosai going in and Tosai going into Nisai, you can take them to up to 30 degrees. Fry and small fish will love you for it. The only problem is you got to make sure you got plenty of oxygen going in there and plenty of food, because if you haven't got plenty of food going in the right sort of amount on a regular time, you'll start finding fins being chewed. You'll find fish swimming around and they've got no tail fin, because what you've got to remember is from fry to 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah.
Their main what's the word I'm looking for? Their main focus is movement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us into the next question too. Are any of the koi varieties aggressive or more aggressive than others?
No, not that I've found.
No?
But like I say, the only thing I have found is if you are growing on in large amounts, whether it be in a fish tank, in a small vat system, or bigger pond, you've got, if they're at the right temperature, the right water parameters, up to 2% of their body weight a day, 3 years and upwards.
Wow.
When you're at 26 to 30 degrees, a good topside that's got the genetics will eat up to 3, sometimes
Maybe
4
4.
times body weight a day. And I've had
Wow.
that straight from the horse's mouth from the farmers themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think when I measured Betty the other week, she is 68 cm, and she's got some weight. She was heavy. I honestly couldn't tell you how heavy she is. But yeah.
Never measure girth, purely length that you go off.
No, it's body shape as well.
Yeah.
Because, there's a big difference between a good bodied koi and an overfed carp.
Yeah.
And if you're a carp fisherman, you'll know what I mean. Because when you start seeing these big carp being cooked, the top looks fine, but then they've got this big, huge, distended belly underneath. And that's not their natural shape. They're that way because the carp fishermen have hunted in 30 kilo of food for one session of fishing.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They've been heavily feeding with the spod mix.
So the spod mix and the high protein boilies.
Yeah.
And once the temperatures get below a certain, their appetite goes down. The amount they can actually process and take in reduces as well. And that's another thing is I found pellet size has made a big difference in not just the way they feed, but the way they grow as well.
Yeah.
And I found, the optimum pellet I found size is 3 mil.
Yeah, that's mainly what I want to feed on.
But
mine is maximum.
The Takazumi, other than the Easy, which is the sinking pellet.
I like to feed the smallest size possible that my fish will eat.
The Takazumi is a 4.5 mil pellet, which isn't so bad. But
Chris here says that some are more friendly. Some of the koi, he says.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, your chagois and karashigois and ones like that. They are your chagois and that are the closest to you, like your wildness in the way they look, the way they grow. But because all they think about is food. So usually the first one up. So once they're the first ones up, they're usually the first ones you can get to hand feed. Yeah. Once you get a chagoi hand feed in, the rest will follow. Because Betty's a karashigoi, which is part of the chagoi family, and literally I can get a handful of food and literally stand there and pour it, and she'll just go.
I watched a video of some swans. They had the koi food in a big vat, and some swans were reaching in with their bills and feeding the koi.
I've seen that one. So I know a couple of people that actually spoon feed their chagois and the karashigois.
Yeah, I seen that too. They was like putting the spoon full of.
But you've seen my pond in the summer. 99% of my fish, as soon as you come up to the edge of the pond, they're up. You can stroke. I've got 3 or 4. One is now in Skeggy's pond, Mr. McCashy. That thing, I could pretty much pick that up out of the water.
Yeah.
And put it back in. It was so docile. But McCashy's, again, it's part of the Ogon range. They're one of those, once you can get them hand fed, then everything else will start to follow.
Yeah. I was thinking I might try and look for a McCashy at some point. It's one of the ones I haven't got yet.
So when you're naming the fish, obviously, do you go color, scale? How do you?
Oh yeah, that's a good
How do you
question.
do the name?
What do you mean? Because there is big differences. Now, especially when you start looking at 3-color fish. So you've got your Sankey and your Showa.
Yeah.
Now, both fish to look at in the pond are red, black, and white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? But a Sankey is a white fish with black and red markings, but a Showa is a black fish with white and red markings.
Right.
Now, what was that again? Say that name again.
A Sankey is a white fish with black and red markings.
Oh, okay.
But a Showa is a black fish with red and white markings.
Ah. Now, what's just a black and white called? What is that?
That's a Shiro Atsuri.
Oh, Shiro Atsuri. Okay. I've seen one that was a Shiro Atsuri, but they called it an Oreo because it had the tail was black, the head was black, and it had a white band in the center.
Now that would more than likely have been a Komonru.
Oh.
Because it's the Komonrus when they have their pattern in, they do get called orcas because of that sharp line that I was trying to say about you get on a Deutsch fish. So that's where you might.
Yeah, that's what mine's got in the little pond at the moment. It's got that kind of
is that what body shape
colour
you're
to
looking
it.
for as well? Is it like the orca body shape?
No, see, there's also different types of body shape. So you've got, when you look at, you look in my ponds, you've got Big Betty. She's got them big shoulders. She's carrying that big body. And then you look at the Asagi, which is still, again, a big fish.
Right,
but it's got more of an elegant shape to it. It's more cigar-like. They're more. Well, Asagis are one of the first varieties when you look at the family tree of koi. So they still have that old-fashioned cigar-like shape to them, whereas the new generations of koi, because they're trying to get them to 80, 90 centimeters and a meter, they're looking for that big body frame. So now what you're seeing that big carp body frame now starting to be more prevalent in the koi, and that's one of the ways that they've been getting the fish to bigger sizes and the true jumbo fish, which is anything over 80 centimeters to a meter.
Adele says she likes the koi that have a skeleton painted on them. It looks like, she says. I don't know if you can see that banner I put up there.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I've never seen that myself.
I've seen it. Old one when I was in Maidenhead Aquatics. It was gold, and it looked like it had skeleton going down its back in black. That was nice.
You might be talking about a Kinmatsuba.
Right. I don't think they obviously was in Maidenhead Aquatics. It wouldn't have been a good quality one, but
I think what they're kind of referring to is what pretty much Sid.
Yeah.
You know how he's got that full zipper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I found lately in the tropical fish realm? They're doing the names like you would use for the koi. Like I seen a what was it now?
Kahaku platies.
Kahaku platies and swordtails, and there was another one. It was had the black and white, and they called it I can't remember that now, but it was the names that. Yeah.
There's koi betters and all sorts now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've got the koi beta, but originally wasn't, if I remember correctly, the koi beta was pretty much just what we used to class as the Galaxy beta.
Yeah.
But now they've kind of added the koi name to it because of the pattern.
Yeah, because koi brings in that.
Yeah, koi tax.
Yeah, oh yeah. Same with the like the koi angelfish too. They have those now. We have the super red, and they fetch a high dollar now too. So they call them the super reds. Have you seen those, Mel?
Yeah. Yeah, the red devils.
Yeah, the red devils. Yeah, that's it.
We've got a new thing sweeping us at the moment. Where it's not sweeping me because I think
don't you say it.
I think they're fucking ugly, to be honest.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
They're called Tamasaba.
Right.
And it's like a swimming fucking rugby ball.
Right.
It's basically a fancy goldfish, but it's like a rugby ball or a football that waddles.
Okay.
It's pretty much like a rancho goldfish cross koi.
Oh, those ranchos, they don't even have a dorsal fin on them. They're like, ooh.
They
look, they look like they struggle when they're swimming.
Well,
exactly.
They're supposed to get quite big, but
95 pounds.
Yeah.
For that. And you're right, it looks like a rugby ball.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks deformed, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, you watch a video of them swimming now. Honestly, they look fucking awful.
You'll be laughing when you see them swimming.
Oh my
look what Marcus put for you, Vince.
Oh yeah, I definitely won't be getting one. That's for sure.
No, I would not be gracing any of my ponds or tanks with a Tapasaba.
And we won't even go into the abominations.
I'll never judge anybody on the type of fish they keep, but don't ask me to keep that type of fish.
Yeah,
that's simple as that. Like those goldfish, I mean, they just wiggle through the water. It's like they're going to starve to death before they get to the.
Them big jelly heads.
Yeah.
Why?
They just kind of shake. They just kind of shake through the water. They don't really swim. They just kind of vibrate.
Yeah, just a little shimmy.
But do you think that's expensive now? There is even Tamasaba out there that they're paying hundreds for at small sizes.
Wow.
But if you were and you overlooking over your fry and you had 200 fry to flip out and sort out, that would have been for the feed to the bigger ones straight away.
Yeah, that'd be a Scooby snack all day long.
Yeah. Well, obviously, just so much just to say that, right, I'm keeping that one. I'm going to grow it on and I'm going to breed it on.
But yeah, they are definitely they're definitely a Marmite fish. They're one of them. You either like them or you don't, and I think they're fuck ugly personally.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Tara says it looks uncomfortable. It looks like it would be suffering. Like,
It is. It looks deformed.
Like ready to explode, It looks like it's ready to explode all the time. And Adele shows her thoughts on it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, Adele. You don't even fucking go there, Dean.
Oh yeah, I found that out. I asked him about the butterfly koi. He's like, "Oh, I don't like those."
But yeah, even on Vince's video, when he comes to see us, he actually said that he liked that Tancho shower.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, there's only been one that I've said, even though I don't like them, and that is a pretty fish. And that was the platinum butterfly that belongs to Woody. I went to Woody's.
You said it about my in-ring Tancho.
No, it was Woody's, because it was when I went to collect the Ginrin Goshki for Simon from up North Koi Pond.
Yeah.
And he had a platinum ogon butterfly. So basically a metallic white fish, but with butterfly wings. Yeah. And I actually admitted, even though I don't like them, that was a pretty fish. But he then admitted to me it had cost him a lot of money and 8 prior fish before he got to that one that he liked.
Wow.
And the
Adele
reason for that is because his one, even though the fins were elongated, they still had that thin edge to them.
Yeah, they still had
but when you look
edge.
at a lot of butterfly koi, they've got elongated fins, but the ends look all tatty and ratty where they split and they fray. And then that's what turns me off them. That's why they get called abominations.
So not on your dance.
Tara likes the butterfly koi too, she says. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And don't take this the wrong way, Tara, but they are a woman's fish.
Hence why mine's my mum's. I'm just saying. It was their anniversary present, and I knew she liked them. So,
you know, it's everybody has the right to have what they want, right? You know.
Oh yeah.
Like we say,
I won't ever disagree with whatever other people keep. I might take the piss out of them, but I won't disagree with what they keep.
Everybody has their. It's the same as like keeping the tropicals. Everybody has their own different varieties and different kinds that they want to keep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's a lot more variety in the tropical realm than I think. Pretty much.
Yeah, I know. Once
so many different species.
I'm done, then I'll be going for a second. The second tank will be probably going down the lines of the angels at some point.
Oh yeah. What do you have right now in your tank that you have?
So at the moment, I've got one black. I think it's a black African angel.
Oh.
A couple of blue acaras, which.
Oh yeah.
They're being a bit temperamental. I think they've paired off. So now they're starting to get a little bit aggressive in the tank.
Yeah.
Apart from that, a couple of bristle noses and a albino Corridorus.
Right.
Oh yeah. I know at one time Mel was talking
one about Corridorus all on his own, have you?
No, there's a couple of other ones in there, but I think they're like pandas.
Yeah. I was going to say shame on you.
No, there's
a lot of people do that where they have one of each species, don't they? So they don't.
Yeah.
They get
Mel
the
was
show.
Telling me, were you saying, Mel, that you wanted to get some of those blue acaras?
No.
In your oh, you don't?
No.
No. Oh, what's her?
Look at his face.
No, you don't. They already annihilated one of my other angel fish that I had in there.
Because Arnold's been trying to give us some hits for ages. I keep on saying politely, no thanks.
No.
You know exactly what you're doing.
Don't do it. You need
got some beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
they definitely need their own tank. Them Acaras, definitely.
Yeah, and they're like actually a little more on they're on the lower scale when it comes to aggression too. I mean, they're like at the bottom rung when the aggressive fish. They go way up.
Yeah.
You get up into like the Central American cichlids. I mean, those fish are aggressive. You got to have a fish that takes care of themselves.
Yeah, like the Mbunas and things like that. They're high up.
Yeah, yeah. But you think of it as with the Mbunas. Like I got a tank over here. I don't know. There's like 10 of them in there, and there should be a few more, and they get along great. The only time they get aggressive is when the alpha male decides he wants to start spawning with his harem. He's got a harem of fish in there that he goes around and visits. And then a few days later, you'll see the bottom of their buccal cavities all puffed out because they got a mouthful of eggs there.
Where they're carrying.
Yeah. I got a few of them that are pregnant right now. I haven't pulled a female in I don't know how long because I'd have literally thousands if I kept every single fry that came out of that tank.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, talking about fry, how are the angelfish doing?
Speaking of that, they've just had some more eggs.
Oh, nice.
Just as I come downstairs, I noticed like the female of that pair, it's got chunks out of her with the other female because for some reason I find that 2 females fight more than 2 males.
Yeah, because they fight over who's gonna
be
the one that he picks.
Yeah, and this one the males just back off and let the dominant male just take over. And the 2 other males just fight each other just for fun.
You guys carry on. I'm going to take a quick bio break. I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, no
handbags
worries.
and all sorts getting hiding.
So you lost the first batch, didn't you?
Lost the first batch, lost the second batch because I got
Yeah.
up too late in the morning because I was going to try and leave them with the parents a little bit longer that time to see if that stopped them fungusing up. I don't know what to do this time, to be quite honest. I might just pull them out early and try again in the first method. I had put a bit of slate in, hoping that they would do it on the slate, but they haven't. They've done it on a leaf again, so I'm just going to have to snap the leaf off.
I found when I had my two, they would always prefer the leaf over the slate.
Yeah. I think
the first time they laid them 24 hours, they ate them.
Yeah.
Second time again, like each time was a little bit later and longer and longer between what they were doing with them. The third time I thought, right, the parents have cracked it. They know what they're doing now.
Yeah.
We just started to get to the point where we were just starting to get movement on the eggs.
Yeah.
And then woke up the next morning. I was like, right, I'm going to move them into a smaller tank. Woke up in the morning, gone.
Yeah, that's what I was. As soon as I put the lights on, I think Chris is doing a review for a light where it's got like a moon. It's got like a round disc that just stays a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing the Hugger, if I remember correctly.
Higer.
Is it the Higer? I'm not too sure. It's the one with the moon. It's got like a little round disc in that gives like moonlight on it. I'm not sure if it is the Higer or the Hugger. But that one seems
it's the Higer one. He's just tested, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Glorium or something like that, because he's got a couple on the go now, hasn't he? He's got the Glorium, he's got the Hager, he's got a choice, hasn't he? Really, he's got everyone bending over backwards to give him lights.
Nice.
I got a Hager one yesterday, tiny little one, like, but I got a Hager one.
Hey, that's nice.
I think the last one I've got spare is just one of them cheap ones off Amazon, but it has got the moon cycle built into the timer.
Well, Mal, if I could do one that's big enough to go across my growing on tank, give them a wink, mate.
Oh, well, what size is that? 4 foot?
Yeah.
Oh, they make them that size easily.
Yeah. Jeff gets
plenty. See, that would be quite interesting to do, to find out whether they had them like that, like 3 or 4 footers that could go along like a top of an IBC or a growing tank. Something like that would be very interesting, and definitely be interested in giving it a try.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure what their maximums. Yeah, they might make bigger ones even. Maybe even for like you have the 125 gallon, like a 6 foot tank.
I've got a water monitor in its way as well from a company called Cactoili.
Oh yes, the 6-in-1 tester. Well,
but I got the 7-in-1 coming.
Yeah, I've seen. Well, when I think it's called Fishery, Alex Williamson, he reviewed one about 2 or 3 months ago, and I thought, I'm getting on board of that. So I emailed them straight away, and it says, "Thank you for your support." That's all I got back. So never mind. So you get one yourself?
I've got one coming. I've got the 7-in-1 coming, and the reason I went for the 7-in-1 is because of the ozone generator that I've got in the ground on tank, and I thought, bang, that would be absolutely ideal, because the cheap Chinese ORP meters are shit, to be totally honest. So
of Amazon isn't it?
Yeah, so I was chuffed to bits when they I was chuffed to bits when Cactoili got in touch with me, and what I have done is I have spoken to people that have been coinciding with me, and when the Cactoili arrives and I drop the first video, there will be a discount code if anyone wants to buy one of the products. That'd be the 6-in-1 or the 7-in-1.
Yeah. Well, when they see my video tomorrow for my little light, they might send us one.
Well, what you want to do is do what I did. I actually saw Cactoili being tested by a gentleman called Phil.
Yeah.
His channel is Telford Koi Pond. And Phil was testing the 6-in-1.
Yeah.
I actually put in the comments, I'd love to give this a trial on my channel, could you give me an email address so I could contact them?
So what is the 6? Just for people in the chat who might be thinking about buying one, what is the 6 and what
The
is
6
the
in 1. I had it written down somewhere. Bring it up on your phone now. It's called Cactoily. Kactoily.
2 seconds, mate.
And the only difference between the 6 in 1 and the 7 in 1 is the 7 in 1, the 7th thing on there is ORP, and the 7 in 1 is wireless.
Yeah.
Arnold just saying he has a 4 foot from Higer.
So do
Yeah,
a 4
Arnold gets 4 foot, yeah.
Yeah, no, they do 4 foot. I'm not sure. I think they do a larger one.
Will you spell that again? Cactoily, Vince?
Kilo Alpha Charlie Tango Oscar India Lima Yankee. Jesus Christ, how did you get on here?
Hello, Tony.
Well, you know, I
Santa.
get everywhere, Vince, don't I?
Hello, Santa.
He's like the fucking proverbial bad penny, isn't he?
I know.
How you doing,
can't
Tony?
Keep me out of anything, can you? I can hack into anything, you know.
Of course, it helped that I put the link up at the top of the page. So
That did help a little bit.
That did help a little bit.
Jeff, you didn't tell me that, did
Just a
you?
little bit. Yeah.
yeah.
So what are the parameters? It's pH, temperature.
You got TDS, pH, temperature, EC, SG, and salinity.
And then the 7 in 1, you've also got ORP and Wi-Fi.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can get it passed to your phone automatically and you can keep it
Yeah,
in chat.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have Daniel Fish Keeping. Hello, Daniel.
How we
you
doing, Dan?
You were talking Hider lights just now, I think. weren't
Yeah.
Yes, Tony.
I've had 2 of them so far. I had 2 4 foot 24/7, which had the sunrise and sunset on them, and the lights was meant to support plants as well. So on paper they were really good lights. Unfortunately, the tanks I put them above, you know, most tanks you have the perspex sort of sliding lids inside. I didn't have any of them, so I killed the lights. They just died on me because
water ingress straight in.
Yeah. What I don't understand is why can't they make the compartments on those sealed?
I know.
You know.
Yeah. And they keep on saying that the water resistant, waterproof, but they're not. You know.
Why can't they, you know, make them IP rated and you know? So they died on me, but I bought. Then I've bought these just a single.
That one there is IP rated by Ciora, but I wouldn't risk putting it in the water because there's nothing. You can feel the plastic running around on it. So you think, well, if I can move the plastic, then water's going to get in. So it's got an IP rating beyond me.
I replaced it with. They wasn't very expensive. They were off Amazon, and they was 4 foot sort of tubes that were sealed both ends with the LED.
Oh, like RGB ones.
And you can submerge those, and they've been great. They've been great. They don't do the sunrise and the sunset, but you can time them on an app on the phone. Which is
these ones that Chris has got, they're even different again to the sunrise sunset. They're not really sunrise sunset. They've just got a ring of what looks like the moon in the center of it. So on a night, everything else goes dark, but this little ring just stays on like moonlight, and it just gives that tiny little bit of light in the tank. It gives all obviously we were talking about angelfish before, but it just gives them that sense of security where they're not going to get spooked and they're not going to start thinking, hey, I'm going to eat all the eggs.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean,
talking about lighting though, Mal, have you noticed a difference in your plants since you put the polycarbonate between your plants and your light?
I haven't not yet, Jeff. I've noticed that the bacteria, the cyanobacteria, is starting to dissipate a bit now. So that must be getting starved of light. But the plants are all right. I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks since I put them on. Yeah, I've got them on upstairs. I've had them on for a while upstairs, and I've not seen much difference in the ones upstairs.
So with the cyanobacteria is too much light, though, isn't it? Isn't the cyanobacteria?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
By...
So these are dispersing the light better, Jeff. So it's not letting it penetrate as far down. Obviously, I might lose some of the red plants and the little grasses on that side, but
they'll just turn green. They won't die. They'll still survive.
It's just to move them around. Simple as that.
June says she's not a fan of Higer. I like their products when they send them.
I think
when they send them.
I've had 2 of them.
I like them 6 weeks later, but he likes them when they send them.
If we get sent them, we're gonna like them, right?
Well, I got one light. I have a light that I still have to do a video on, but the thing was the controller was like you have to be an air traffic controller to learn how to use it.
Well, you've got the head.
I just now got a grip on it where I could actually finish my video now. Finally, I've been working.
A bit like the superficial auto feeder.
Oh, yeah. It has so many functions I'll never use. Many functions I'll never use. I'll never use half of them or more than half.
I just like to turn the light.
Turn the light on.
The light on now, Jeff, on there. They've got that thunder and lightning storm. You think,
Oh yeah, lightning. Yeah.
If I put that on one of my tanks, my fish would be jumping out of the tank. I know they would.
Yeah,
they'd be freaking out.
I just had visions of like fish tank lighting going to the sound of racing greasy.
I've had 2 Higer heaters fail on me as well within 5 months. So and they weren't cheap. So
no, not are they?
No,
don't say that. I've got one in the ground on tank at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, my heaters have been great. I've only had one Higer heater go bad on me. Yeah, all my Higer heaters work really well. I mean, I only have one.
Stubbsy's not a fan of Higer heaters, is he?
No.
No, he's took his bids down on those, hasn't he?
He has indeed.
And it was because of Chris, I bought these Higer heaters.
I know, snap. Gets the bloody thing for Christmas, and then he's like, "I've taken all my videos down, Vince."
I like that Tiger heater that's there in the background there.
Yes, that's my favorite one, Mel.
There's another one that looks like a billboard when it comes on. It looks like they're going to start showing you the scores in the American football.
Hey, you know what? As long as it does its job, I just need something to keep my tanks to the point.
I like that one, but there's another one that's out there. Like I say, it does everything. Everything comes up on like a billboard. It's too much.
Just going to koi for a moment. My project this year. Vince is going to laugh at this now. I know he is. My project has been how big can I grow koi fry, which starts at 1 cm really, or less than 1 cm. A 2 to 3 week old fry. How big can you grow it in the least amount of water in a 50-gallon aquarium?
I've done that years ago.
I
it's
know.
All down to your water manipulation.
So how big did you get it to, Vince?
Hello, Gord.
A while back now, but I had started off in a small fish tank, and then my old original grown on tank, because it was smaller than, must have been about half of the size of what I've got now, and that's 260 gallons, not including filters. And I took I think it was a 24 centimeter fish to 59 cm in 6 months.
Yeah, okay, but you're talking 260 gallons. I'm talking about 50.
No, it was about 130 gallons.
Yeah, I'm talking about a 50 UK gallons.
So he's pretty much talking about my little tank.
1 centimeter fish, and I think I've.
Did you do that, Matt? What happened?
Sorry.
No. Jeff's gone sideways again.
I took that fish this season from June last year to now, and I think it is hitting 28 cm.
It's got to be good 26 to 28 cm, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there. I flipped around.
Yeah. So
I wasn't
I'm a
touching
bit
anything
worried
that time
'cause I
either.
can't get it out the damn tank because it's too cold outside.
Yep.
Oh dear.
The joys of growing in small bodies of water.
I know.
50
I've
gallons,
got
what's that,
150
about
next
200
year.
litres? 220 litres is that about?
I think it is.
That's
Yeah.
it's about
Yeah.
about that.
Now, ask him about
125
his
or something.
water changes every other day.
Hmm.
Do you have to do water changes every other day or
Well,
not then?
I don't know whether you've heard of these, but I'm running the tanks on a Sun external
Yeah.
filter.
Yeah.
A Sun EW
all-pond
500.
solution. Yeah.
I don't know what you think of them.
Well, I think they're all pond solutions, aren't they? But they're something
Yes.
called Sun in America and
Yeah.
all solution. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I got two of them, and one
Yeah.
was clearing the water beautifully in one tank. The other one, I couldn't understand why the water wasn't clearing. And in the bottom of the bucket, if you like, of that
Yeah.
tank, to my crew friends, in the bottom of the bucket, I found that where the water came into the inlet, it went past the UV, and then it's meant to go up the side of the bucket, over the top, down the filtration to the pump and away. But in the bottom,
Thank you, Tara.
where the pump is, there's this little flap that keeps popping open. So the
Right.
water was going in the inlet, past the UV, straight into the chamber and away with the pump. So it wasn't even going through the
It
filtration.
wasn't going through the filtration side of it.
So I don't know whether anybody else has
Never
had that
had one,
problem. with
never had
Sunsun. So I tried to glue it down and all sorts. In the end, I got my soldering iron out and I welded it down.
Stuck it down. Made
Good
something.
lad. But what he's not telling you is every other day he's doing at least half a tank water change.
Well, when you got a fish that size, I mean, he's not the only one in there either. There's 6 of them in there.
I know he's not the only one in there.
You know, there's 6 of them in there, getting quite big, and they're
Saying
in
that I'm
50
doing about
gallons.
50%.
It must look like a Chinese restaurant. Chinese restaurants like that, aren't they? Where
They
you see
do. They do
eating
look
toy in a
nice.
Chinese tank.
They do look nice, actually, especially if you film them at night with the lights on rather than in the day. Yeah, they do look nice. Got some nice colours in them.
Yeah, those 2 Akamatsupas are looking lovely.
Yeah, I like them.
Mind you, so's the Omisako Shiros you got me to pick.
Okay, you let the cat out of the bag. Then I was going to say, you know who picked them for me, don't you?
Yeah, the Akamatsupas Susan picked for you, didn't she?
She did actually. Yeah. Well, between you and Susan, yeah. They're looking good. I'm looking forward to them getting bigger. When I can get them in the pond in the spring.
Yeah, the belly on them are lovely. Have we got any more questions there, Jeff?
Yes, sir, I do. Okay, so we've done that one. We have one here. I think we covered this already, but we'll just go over it again.
Chagoys and ogons, so anything that's a single color.
Yeah.
A single color. Okay. All right.
So you got Chagoi, Karashigoi, Benigoi.
So the single colors grow larger than the others.
Yeah.
All right.
Platinum ogons, Yamabuki ogons, Mukashi ogons.
Do you consider an Akamatsuba being a single colour then?
No.
No. Because of the scalation on it.
Because of the Matsuba one, yes.
Yeah, the Matsuba, yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. And what he's talking about is it's a completely red fish, but the top half of the scaling, actually inside the red scale, you'll see, so there's your red scale. Inside that bit of red scale that's visible will be grey to black. It'll be grey to start with, and then as it gets bigger, it'll darken up. Mm-hmm. And that's called Matsuba, or known as Matsubamon, which is
like an outline of the red in black, so it looks like.
No, the black will be inside.
Oh,
so
right.
the red will be. So what you'll actually be seeing is on a lot of it is the red that you see is actually the skin between the scales.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another question for you too. We talked about the longevity. I know you said that on record it was like 260 years.
226 years old, but that is
Yes.
but that is all relevant on temperatures and that as well. You'll probably find that even though that koi was aged at 226 years old, you'll probably find that was kept in cooler waters.
Yes.
So it grew slower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the average lifespan, so you have the seasons. You got the 4 seasons. What is the average lifespan of a koi?
Cramp.
Oh,
He's got cramp.
Now that's going to be. I don't know what Vince is going to say. But I would have said, for a hobbyist that's been in it for a long time, you're doing pretty good if you get one to 50. I've got one at the moment that's 33 years old.
Oh,
yeah. Do you have contingency plans for when you pass away? What happens to your fish? Or
I reckon somebody from New Forest Koi will come and collect them and rehome them for me.
First contingency is don't pass away. Just keep going.
Keep going.
Come on, Jeff. He's older than you are.
I think most of the people on panel might be. No, I'm just kidding.
I know this is hard to believe, but I'm approaching 70.
It's got you beat then, Jeff.
And I'm approaching it faster than I would like.
I just turned 39 last August, so.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Isn't that February the 28th?
And the year before that, I was 39 also.
I'm 51 this year coming. This year.
Right.
Oh, right. Depends
Mel
when you were
just
in
turned 51
the
in
the same age. You must have been 1973, were you?
Yep.
Yeah, I was 72.
That's a good year. That was 1973.
Yeah.
I think in 1973 it was about 90 cents a gallon for gas.
I reckon I'm around because of the atom bomb. When you can ask me why I say that, because my father done service in the South Pacific.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the atom bomb, he might not have come back.
Right.
That's right.
Who knows?
Yeah. If they hadn't done that, it's a terrible thing that happened, but could have lost millions more people.
Don't be silly, you Yanks. You were like, holy shit, like July 4th, let's drop another one.
Yeehaw!
And you did.
Right. Definitely.
In fact, America's probably knocked back the koi industry about 200 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute here. I kept up with the chat here. We got Jimmy P in the house there.
That's
Hello,
why
Jimmy.
the koi come over from Japan with such wonderful colours, I expect.
Yeah.
All that
we irradiated them.
So to answer Jimmy's question, we got Mal and Vince. We also have Shane in the lower right hand corner, and then we have Tony on the left.
Tony, aka Claremore Koi, aka Father Christmas.
Yeah. They called me Father. Mind you, I've trimmed it up a bit since.
Yeah, well,
I only grow it long because they expect me to have a long beard at Christmas.
No, I did say, I think you earlier, when you was messaging me, you were looking quite dapper for the doctors.
Yeah, I know. Do you know, it's terrible in my career. They're not building houses with chimneys anymore.
Silver Creek, first one.
What's Tommy saying?
There you go. I was just asking how it was spelt, but Jeff put the name tags on.
Yeah, I took the banner away. I'm sorry about that. I always forget.
That's all right, Jeff.
When the banner's up there, it makes all the name tags disappear. I just realized that, and I took it away. I was like, okay. 73 wasn't that when gas was every other day. Yeah, pretty much. Of course,
Wasn't gas cheap back then?
Oh yeah. Everybody says it kind of dates myself when I tell when me and my mother, she'd go to the gas station with a tank that's empty. She'd hand the man a $5 bill. He'd pump the gas. We'd stay in the car. He'd come back with some change. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Well,
Full tank of gas.
My first car was a Mini Cooper, and I used to be able to fill it up for £1.
Fuck off! You never sat in a Mini Cooper. You never fitted in a Mini Cooper.
Ah, I did. I'll tell you what. I'll have to show you some pictures of when I was younger.
Yeah. In the shoehorn to get out.
For those watching, just to let you know, Tony is used to me.
Yes. He knows exactly how it is.
I don't know who the hell he is. I just met him just now.
Hey, you won't be saying that tomorrow when you ring Carl up for that second Sankey, will you?
Oh, no.
Oh.
What part of England are you in, Tony?
Sorry?
What area in England are you at?
Oxford.
Oxford.
Yes, he talks like that, rather.
No, my nieces went to school in Oxford.
Oxford is a city of two halves in a way, and it's called to us anyway. It's called Town and Gown. So I'm part of the town, and the Gown is the university. But in saying that, I worked for the university for over 28 years.
My nieces graduated from Oxford.
Yeah, do you know which college?
I know that. I'd have to find out. I really don't know. I just know that Oxford University. I know they went to school there.
Yeah. Do you know we get a lot of American visitors to Oxford, and sometimes if you bump into an American tourist, they'll come up to you and they say, "Can you direct me to the university, please?" You know, and you're in the centre of town. I said, "You're here. This is it." You know, they said, "Well, where's the campus?" Well, we don't sort of have like big school or university campuses like you have. We have individual colleges, and they're dotted all around the city. We got last count, I think it's something like 38 universities.
Oh, I know the girls. They were born and raised in England, and one of them still lives there. Their father was a headmaster at a middle school, and one of the girls moved here to the United States, and she works for the police department. And the other one works in an IT company there somewhere. But they were in the Essex area, Benfleet.
Yeah.
That's where they're from. They were born. They have dual citizenship because the mother, of course, is my wife's sister. She's from America, but she spent most of her life in the UK. She went there when she was 19, and she met up with her husband, and then he passed away a few years back, so she moved back here just recently. So,
I mean, Essex is sort of almost like a suburb of London, really, isn't it, Vince?
Yeah.
You know,
it's going to get to a point, and every suburb is going to be connected to London one way or another.
Yeah. They're building everywhere. We won't be able to travel from one place to another with countryside between it soon.
Jane, Daniel's asking what mic you're using.
This one is the Shure MV7.
Sounds great.
But obviously, I want to get the attachment for the. If you get the MV7 and then you just buy the foam section for the next one up, which is the SM7B. It's just a little bit longer, but it basically converts this one into the more expensive version for like $15, basically.
Oh, it's well worth it. That sounds perfect.
In and everything.
I do want to get a new microphone though for mine. I would like to get a computer down here and get it set up a station for the live streams and stuff. I'm just running off my wife's iPad right now. And I had these on a little while ago, but I was having some difficulty with them, so I took them off.
You sound a lot better without them on.
Without them?
You do?
Yeah, without them, you definitely comes across more cleaner.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Good to know. I won't use them anymore. They
When you got the headphones on,
I'm just
First
having
thing I
a
had
easy.
to
painful on the ears too. Those things are painful on the ears.
Yeah, you find with the headsets, especially when you wear the glasses, it will literally push.
Oh yeah.
Pushes in here, and then where the glasses, like where your frame sits.
I think
That's
I
where
might even
you-
have a laceration here by the feel of it.
Yeah, that's where you start getting your headaches and things like that from wearing them, which is why I went to these little ones. Because whenever
nice.
I'm sitting back watching films or anything, I do have to put my glasses on. But
Okay.
these are a lot easier, and they sit a lot more comfy.
Yeah, this is just an iPhone set of ear plugs, but I'm only using them on I got a MacBook Pro. I'm using them because the speakers have gone wrong on it.
All right, that's what I'm using MacBook Pro.
Yeah,
Hello, George.
well, the sound on the speakers on this thing is dreadful because it. I think the cones have torn. You know where they vibrate. They've torn.
So you shouldn't have had your music up so loud, Tone.
Yeah, I know, but there's two ways of mending
No,
it.
we're not, Jimmy.
There's the proper way, take it apart and put some new speakers in it, or the other way is you just take it apart and run some glue around where they've torn and put them back together.
You cheapskate. That's like putting duct tape on a subwoofer. I mean, come on.
It's much the same, yeah. A bit of duct tape on the split, but these are little miniature things, you know. So a little bit of glue along the tear, that'll be all right.
I didn't mean to. I'm just low on the chat here. Sorry about that.
Miz, just keep an eye out on Amazon and things like that, but you can always try and pick up one on the lesser end of the scale compared to some of the other places.
It all depends on what body parts you're selling, really, doesn't it?
If it's Jimmy selling
any of
anything.
you been watching the new series of Comedy Gold?
No.
No, don't watch normal telly.
No, this isn't telly. This is Vince at the New Forest Koi Farm live. It's absolute comedy gold.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, my wrist
For
is,
someone to fall in the pond.
my wrist is killing me.
Yeah.
Did you see when I came off of we had like a scaffold platform across the ponds, but to give us an extra bit of height so we could touch the top of the hoop, we had some sheets of 4-inch polystyrene, so you got an extra 8 inches of lift. But the thing is, the polystyrene was sitting either side of the scaffold platform, and I got a bit too close to the edge, almost ended up in freezing frozen water, but managed to catch myself on the side. But popped my wrist, and
It wasn't that long ago you had that car accident, though, too, remember?
Yep. That too.
Hit pretty badly.
Jeff, my body's fucked anyway, so, you know.
Well, you don't want to. You can get worse.
Well,
it can get a lot worse.
To be honest, I was in my 30s and I was told by a doctor that he wouldn't be surprised if I wasn't in a wheelchair by the time I was 46. I'm 51 this year and I'm still mobile just. So I think I'm doing pretty darn well.
Oh, you'll stay mobile for a good long time. You just keep
a lot
what you're doing.
A lot of that is the tablets I have to chuck down my throat, mate.
I think it's like this. I mean, you'll be as mobile as you want to be. You know, that's why I say. I mean, eventually time will catch up with us, but
trust me, after a day on the farm, I am in bits.
You can see it when you're doing your live streams, Vince. Sometimes you're just totally gone. You can see it in your face. You just think
when it gets to the later parts. When it gets to the later parts, we can definitely see it.
I just want to get through the end because I love being there and I love working with Rick. I love doing. I mean, we said it on the live today. We are so much alike in so many ways. You know, we both like to just use what's around us before we even think about putting our hand in our pocket and stuff like that. the sense of humor is the same, and yeah, I just love being around the guys. And like I said, if Sean would let me, I'd convert one of them concrete buildings and I'd move in there. Like, you know.
So
But but as Shane says, you know, you can tell as the live goes on during the course of the day, coming towards the end of the day, I'm definitely starting to slow down, and I spend more time holding the camera. Then that's when you know I've hit my point.
Yeah,
I pick the camera up and I don't let go.
Yeah.
If I've got the camera, I don't get asked to go and grab something or hold this or lift that, you know. So there is a method to the madness as well.
It was a couple weeks back. I popped on to Shane. Shane did a test of his live stream.
Yes, that was when we were doing the test for the koi culture.
Yes.
Now, are you going to be scheduling a time that you're going to be doing your live streams?
So it's 2 p.m.
Every Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock UK time.
Oh, okay, 2 o'clock. All right.
Yeah.
I got a question on that, actually.
A quick plug. This week, not only will you have myself, Shane, Sid, and Samuel, the four of us that we usually do the live.
All right, so there's 4 years, is it? I thought it was just 3.
Yep.
No, there is the four of us. So you've got me and Shane in the UK. You've got Sid from Chiba Koi, India, over in Pune in India. And then you've got Samuel from Koi Kanalen, and he's in Denmark. Wow. But we have our first special guest coming this Sunday.
Is he American or Canadian?
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian, is he?
And it's not Stubbsy.
Oh, say, like, wow.
You should have took me money off us then first, and then says.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Right.
You'll have to tune in Sunday to find out who our very first special guest is.
Is it the King of
I've got a
DIY?
question for you, Vince and Shane.
Yes,
the 2 o'clock slot on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue that through the summer? Because that might be a bit awkward for a lot of people.
No, we will continue. We will continue. And the reason for that is because the four of us got our heads together and said, right, well, we're going to make this a group thing. Now, we've got one problem is Sid is 5.5 hours in front of us.
Yeah.
So 2 o'clock in the afternoon for us is 7:30 in the evening where he is. So it's absolutely perfect for him. And Samuel being in Denmark, he's only an hour in front of us. So I mean, I know our guest on Sunday will be getting up nice and early.
Yes.
To be joining us, but he will be joining us, and I'm really looking forward to having our first international guest on Koi Culture.
Wow.
Yep.
And that is part of the whole group dynamic, is the fact that we want more koi keepers from around the world to come and join us on a Sunday afternoon, so we can quiz you on what it's like keeping koi in your country, how accessible koi keeping is in your country, your thoughts on how you keep koi to how others keep koi across the world, and things like that. So with the fact that we've got a few nationalities in the panel, we want to try and make it like an international thing where people from other countries will come and join us, not just the same people week in, week out, other than the 4 panel members.
Yeah.
So,
have you ever seen the channel Rumble's Fish Room?
No.
Okay,
he's
in Australia, and he has he does mostly African cichlids, but he has a big koi pond out on his yard.
Okay, it
And
might
his-
be worth having a check out his channel, see if he's got an
Yeah,
email.
he
Drop him
he
an
doesn't do a
email.
lot on his koi, but he's got some beautiful koi. But he has his pond is
Well,
really nice
I'll
pond.
I'll leave that one with you then, Shane.
Yeah. Leave that
And,
one with me, mate.
Half
That's
of the
your
pond
task.
is underground and half of the pond is above ground. So he has these big glass panels where you can actually see the koi come up.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, it'd be lovely to talk to someone like that who hasn't got a koi channel, but keeps koi. And that's the ideal sort of person we would like on the show. You know,
I'll reach out to
it's
him
not-
see if he wants to try and join.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
please
so
do.
much we want koi YouTubers on the show. We want koi keepers
Koi keepers. Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
From around the world. If they end up having a YouTube channel, doesn't matter. But the main aim is to get koi keepers from around the world. And to start with, it will probably be koi keepers stroke YouTubers from around the world.
Yeah.
Until we can get a few more people that feel comfortable enough to come and join us.
Yeah.
Bunch of numbers.
Well, speak about yourself. Come on.
But yeah,
It looks as if I'm going to have my Wi-Fi extended to cover the whole of my garden, then be able to do 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. In the summer, it's okay in the winter. Yeah.
Jimmy says he was still alive at 51.
so do we have any more questions from yourself, or do we have any questions from the comments?
Let's find out. Let me check the banners real quick. I'm not sure if I had any other ones.
Silver Creek says his uncle does Iron Man and bodybuilding. You know, man after my own heart. I've been doing it for years. You can tell. Can't you?
Oh, Tony.
I'm in my prime at 70, or nearly 70.
It's all changed now, isn't it? All proper like Muslim men, but back in the say like the 80s and things like that, it was like Jeff Capes and it was just big beer bellies and stuff around.
Yeah, definitely, wouldn't it?
It's totally changed now, though, isn't it? It's got more professional now.
Oh, mate, yeah, there's definitely a lot more involved in it now, isn't there?
Mind you, there's one
the
sport.
other day when sportsmanship between Ducky Wilson, he likes to tap for when he's playing darts against. I thought, wow.
What was that? What was that one you just popped up there, Jeff?
Oh, where'd it go? YN Fish Keeper in California keeps koi in Tiki Falls, 4.0. I'm not sure who that is, Melvin. Who is that? YN. Hawaiian Fish Keeper. I know who you're talking about now.
I know who they're talking about as well. I've watched some of their videos.
Yeah.
You're making a list here, Shane.
Well, yeah, there's a few of them. I can go through my list that that are different to what we know. So yeah,
that's what we're after.
Yeah, there's a few of them that I speak to through comments and whatnot. So yeah.
I know Vibes. He has a koi pond too. He was in here earlier. He had to go to work earlier, but he keeps koi. Maybe you can ask Vibes. He may want to.
That seems to be very popular over in America, isn't it? Keeping catfish as pets.
Yeah.
Catfish?
Yeah.
Like the red tails and.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I find him amusing. There's a lad over in is it Florida? Bass Fishing Productions, he's called.
Yeah. I've seen him when he dives into the
he goes into the sewers and he's pulling out tropical fish, you know, and he puts the net in and he's got a cichlid, and the next minute he's got fucking angel fish, and he's got what comes out of your sewer systems is crazy, I've got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of stuff. All the koi just leave the ponds, don't they? And the waterways all over America when they
when they flood out,
I tapped him before that, he had a koi pond, and the backfield flooded onto the farmer's field, and he was out trying to catch his koi in the middle of the field when it was drying up. And back in his pond.
But yeah, he is a mad lad. But I enjoy what.
There was a koi pond that they had an albino sturgeon in with a koi.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of koi keepers that keep sturgeon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one of Stubbs' mates, so he keeps on going to sea. He does it, doesn't he? Keeps a couple of sturgeon.
Yeah, that'd be something interesting.
Yeah, there's the Maidenhead near me as well that's got a couple of them. They've got a normal diamondback and they've got an albino in there.
Yeah, well, don't even think about buying one, Shane.
No, I'm not.
You see, what you got to remember, especially in countries where the temperatures drop, sturgeon will eat or will need to eat a high protein diet right down to -4 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so even in the UK, when the temperatures drop to sort of like 6 degrees. 5-6 degrees, and you stop feeding your koi, you've still got to put that high protein sinking pellet into your pond. Now, koi being a carp, predominantly a bottom feeding fish, they're naturally going to go over and they're going to start eating high protein food that is going to be no good for them at that temperature. You know, so there's that side of it. And there's also the other side of it with the fact that certain parasite treatments will kill sturgeon because of oxygen depletion and stuff like this.
That would probably be a good candidate for like my friend who has that pond that goes into his home. It goes into his outdoors and the indoors. And he can close
indoor-outdoor ponds.
You'd be able to keep something like that year-round.
You'll find a lot of sturgeon keepers will have somewhere where they can put the sturgeon if they have to treat. A few years back, I had my best friend's fish in my pond at the same time because he was rebuilding his pond. It just so happened to have a 3-foot sturgeon. And it ended up costing us a fortune in salt, just so we could treat for parasites, because we couldn't chuck in malachite green and formaldehyde or malachite green and formalin because that had killed the sturgeon. Couldn't use PP because of the oxygen depletion, which will kill the sturgeon. If you have a power cut and your pump stops, or you have a pump failure and water flow stops, and if you haven't got oxygen stones going in there, and as soon as the water movement stops, the oxygen depletes, sturgeon dies. Mm-hmm. Just really are a nightmare for koi. And once they get to a big size and they get used to feeding off the surface, which they do, they can then become very aggressive feeders. And what you've got to remember is a sturgeon has got an external exoskeleton, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they can damage koi scales. You know, if you using certain auto feeders where they just drop food in one area,
directly straight down,
you get that they all come charging up. Sturgeon comes up as well. And then you've got the sturgeon bashing your koi about while it's trying to get at the food that the fish should be eating.
Yeah, so it's not even worth them together, really, is it?
The sturgeon has got to a point where it has now learned, well, hang on a minute, there's more food up the top than there is down the bottom. And they will sit there, and it's quite funny because you've got the sturgeon.
It looks like they're waving at you.
And its mouth comes out. Like that, because what you got to remember is they're on the floor usually.
That's a wee bit.
It's weird to look at. I mean, myself and Susan, we went to a place in Gloucester to buy a platinum ogon, and when we went to look at these fish, it was an indoor pond, and we picked the fish we wanted, and so I was going, pond's beautiful, you know. He's like, no, this is my growing on tank. And I'm like, he said, pond's outside. And as Susan was my witness, this pond was huge, glass window. He said, so then he went, watch this. He put a handful of food in the pond. Koi started coming up, and then all of a sudden this sturgeon nose popped up and literally put his hand in, grabbed hold of it by the mouth, and launched it down the pond. It hit the water, done about 2 circles, and then come straight back up for him to do exactly the same thing again. It had become a game. But he had to do it so that the fish could actually get a chance of what he was chucking in.
Yeah.
Rico says he's seen the AAA and he thought it was the Motor Club insurance company.
They grow massive as well, don't they, sturgeon, really? And so many people have them, and then they have difficulty moving them on when they've got too big.
It's a similar kind of thing to with like not knowing what pleco you're buying as well, for like your tanks and things like that. You think you're getting one that's an okay size for your tank. It might be, but do your research, because you probably find it may outgrow it pretty quickly.
Oh yes.
So does anybody else out in the chat have any questions about the koi for these gentlemen? I ran through all my questions already, and not sure. Do you have any questions, Mel, that you would like to ask?
Yeah. Is Ricky still going ahead with his big fry challenge thing for
the grow show with the difference? Yes, that is still going ahead. That I'm really looking forward to that one.
Are you guys in it?
Yeah, we are. He's got no choice really. The only thing that will stop it, he'll have to, if they don't actually the pair spawn that he wants to spawn. But I mean, he's so good at it, they will.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
What is it? It's a Shua and a Kajaku, isn't it?
It's a red Kajaku.
Yeah.
And that is being crossed with a kin shower. So basically a metallic shower. So a normal shower is non-metallic.
Yeah.
Tommy has a question for you. Is there an absolute minimum temperature for koi?
Minimum feeding temperature, I wouldn't feed anything below 8 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's not so much the protein content you want to look at low temperatures, but the fat content.
Yeah, like the
they
higher the fat levels.
I forget the term, but they go into a very slow a torpor. Yeah, I mean, when you look at Stubbs's koi under all that ice, and he just keeps them holes open with an air stone, you know, they can survive in very, very low temperatures. But they're surviving; they're not really living.
Well, Tony, you know the salting vats outside the hatcheries. Yeah. Well, there was about 1.5 to 2 inches of ice on the top of there. And there was a couple of koi in there, just sat there like that, just slightly moving. It was still alive.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I mean, temperatures today is
they weren't liking it
quite a bit, and I've covered my pond for the very first time in all the years I've been keeping them. And I've seen a really big difference as a result. My fish on a day like today would have all sat on the bottom in one of the corners of the pond, or looked like cigars.
Yeah, definitely.
And when they're in that situation, when they're actually sat on the bottom, I don't believe that does them any good, because
no, because it can cause ulcers
on the bottom.
Like that.
Yeah, it's like having bed sores almost, because they're sat on the bottom.
Cheers for looking that up, Dino.
But this year they've been swimming midstream the whole time, even when we've had really cold days at the moment. So
at the same time, a covered pond, as in polycarb sheets across the top of the pond,
Mm-hmm.
I would keep an eye on your pH levels.
Yeah, of course, I haven't done that.
And the reason I say that is because you get condensation, and condensation that then drips back into the system over a period of time of continually happening can actually affect and has affected people's pH.
Yeah, that's why they also say as well, when you're covering, you want a little bit of a gap with natural gases and things like that to be able to escape instead of.
Yeah.
But that's like when you have it flat on
my covers are sort of 5.
But yeah,
foot
your
above
one,
the
Tony,
pond.
is like literally like a box on top of it.
Yeah. Which
So
I
that's
decided to do
completely
it that
fine.
way because Ricky actually said that's the best
Yeah.
way. He's got some ponds out the back of the shop, immediately at the back of the shop, and he's got them covered in polycarbonate really in that area. And he said that's by far the best way. I don't believe he's even got doors on it, has he, Vince?
On the back one, yes.
Oh, he has got doors on there.
Yeah, there is doors on there.
So, guys, what is the temperature where you're at right now? I want to ask you, because right now here in Michigan, it's 33 degrees Fahrenheit. So that would be... When you got
it's
there,
about 4 degrees up in Newcastle. So I'll go with the
It's 1 degree here at the moment.
Well, when we got to New Forest Koi Farm this morning, it was -1.
-1, okay.
I've had quite a bit of snow down there.
It's 1 degree here it's 1 degree here as well.
Yeah, and they reckon it's going to go to -1. No. Worst one. -2 at 6 a.m. This next morning.
So mine's got -2 at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
What's the sun in
33.
Newcastle?
It's been pretty mild here so far. We only got our first snow just last week.
And yet, was talking to Ken from My Koi Obsession. He's in Oshawa, Ontario. He was on the live today, and he was saying it was a brisk -15 where he is at this moment in time. My response to that was, well, you can keep that there.
Keep
Thank you
it.
very much.
Yeah. I was going to say, if the Stubbsy's in here, what's the temperature like over there, over where Stubbsy is?
Yeah, we got
to say it'd be about the same, wouldn't it?
Here's where I am.
We would have to have one place.
All right, Mal.
And the whole country comes to a stop.
Yeah.
I hope they tease us with their weather out there on the West Coast here. They get out there almost nearly 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
What's that in Celsius?
That's in Celsius. I think that's about 18, 19.
Short weather.
19. I'm not sure exactly. I know that 24 is 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
That sounds a bit like Sid the other week, doesn't it, Shane?
It does. Oh, it's absolutely freezing.
Turns
Sid,
around
what
and says it's
temperature is it?
absolutely freezing here in India. 18 degrees.
Mind you, the last week or so, our biggest problem's been flooding rather than
Definitely down that end, hasn't it? You know what? We've had next to no snow, no rain. You know when you've all got hit down there and you've all been flooded. We got next to
snow and everything down here.
And knock on wood, I'm glad of that. I don't want the snow.
No.
Yeah. So now
I'd rather
49 here.
Yeah.
Supposed to be 60 tomorrow. I'm not surprised after the weather you've just had. Tornado warnings and everything yesterday.
That's cool.
And yeah, guys, while we're saying it, you're talking about the microphone. Yeah. I would not have this microphone if it wasn't for this person. This was sent to me over from them to help me out.
Oh, nice.
Got Crimson Rain.
Yep, Crimson sent me the microphone.
Oh, that's very nice. It sounds great. I'd like to get something like that, maybe.
She upgraded hers to the wireless for the type of streaming that they do over on a different platform.
I know down in Texas they get spoiled with the good weather too. Except every once in a while,
yeah, Texas has got lovely weather.
oh, I'd love to be. I'd like to live here in the summertime and then move down there for the wintertime, and then come back. That would be nice.
Oh, Jeff, we've been going for almost 2 hours.
Yes, we have.
Right, 1 hour 55.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't want to
been
hold
going well.
everybody up. I mean, we did a good. That was a great stream, guys. I mean,
It was.
It's been a
It
great
was a
stream,
brilliant
guys.
stream.
it doesn't even seem like it's been that long, actually.
No, it
No.
doesn't. And I appreciate you inviting us.
Oh, anytime. Yeah, absolutely. I
And let him
enjoyed it.
sneak on.
I've got a
Enjoyed it very much.
You know, your measuring balls, is there a certain colour blue that you go for measuring balls?
No, just a nice bright blue.
Yeah, just
Some are
colour.
pale blue, some are a deeper blue.
You get
Yeah.
dark blues and pale blues and goodness knows
It's
what.
horses for courses, really. It depends on the manufacturer. Mainly.
Yeah, it depends on the,
You'll
as you say,
find-
the manufacturer,
Yeah.
what type of
Yes.
bowl.
The plastic ones are usually a darker blue, and you'll find that the lighter blues are usually the fiberglass bowls.
Oh, Garcia.
So, are the fiberglass bowls then the ones that they use for like when you go to Adams, for instance, and you've got the inspection
Garcia.
ones with the slots, the little
No,
slots cut out?
no,
Oh,
that's floating basket.
That's a Japanese.
Oh, that's
floating
cool.
basket.
That's a floating basket. Okay.
Yeah, Japanese floating basket, that is.
That's why I can't find them when I try searching for them. Then, because I'm calling them the wrong
Mate,
thing.
honest to God, they are like rocking or shit to find.
And they
Well, if
are.
I can get hold of a few,
expensive.
I'll
If you
try and
find-
snap a few up.
Well, the last one I saw was sold last year at the Koi collection.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all right.
Off Seska's Reef and Pond, 120 quid, I think it was.
And that wasn't brand new. That was
Plastic
second-hand.
bowl with slots in it that floats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was second-hand, Vince, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to do a little shameless plug here. Actually, also, you know how I had the link pinned at the top. I'm going to do that again next week. And if you guys have, if you want to show a koi or anybody out here that has tropical tanks, you want to show your tank, we'll have that up again next week. And you go ahead and take a segment and show your, I think
Yeah,
that's good.
definitely.
We all definitely love to see that kind of stuff. So,
Yep.
so I'll be doing that again next week. So it works out pretty well. So if you'd like to, Tony or Shane, if you'd like to show some of your things, if you'd like to,
Yep.
Mm.
it'll be there. Just go ahead and pop right on in.
And be sure
Like
to check.
Anyone out there that is watching that does keep koi, don't have to be a YouTuber. And if you would like to come and join us on a Sunday, my email address is in my channel description. Drop me an email and we would love to have you.
Is it okay if we go and watch if we don't have koi?
Yes.
Oh,
The more, the merrier.
Okay. Okay.
As I told you on that first one, Jeff, when you came in, everyone's welcome, mate.
Oh, nice. Nice. I like that.
Don't just have to be a koi keeper to.
But
To come.
it
Like
helps.
we're mostly tropical fish people,
It
but I
helps.
like to incorporate everybody so everybody can have their,
Exactly.
Well, you can't call it Aquatic Addicts Anonymous, and
That's
then
it's all
Not
aquatic,
halfway.
yeah.
next week,
It's
I've got my on the dolphins coming on.
I've never kept tropicals, but I did do marine at one time.
All
I had
right.
quite- I had
Oh, yeah,
quite
I
a
have some
large-
limias. They are very nice.
Yeah, I had quite a large marine tank, and I had it set up. And I mean, a long, long time ago. I'm sure it must be. It was hard work back then, because I can remember I used to use a hydrometer that I used for wine and beer making to check
Yeah.
the salt and all that sort of thing. And but I had this thing, I had it all set up and scaped and everything, and I was collecting my fish up together, and I had some really nice fish. I can't even remember the names of them, except for I can remember having a really nice lipstick tang, which was a beautiful fish and whatnot. But then I decided to add a porcupine puffer, and this porcupine puffer wasn't terribly big, but it grew, and once it got to a certain size, it decided it quite liked the taste of some of the other fish I had in the tank.
Yeah.
And eventually eventually I had two fish left, and that was the lipstick tang, just because it was too big for the the porcupine puffer. But this porcupine puffer used to sneak up really slowly on all these little fish, and it's gone.
Don't get me in trouble,
I used to
bro.
think, God, that's another 75 quid just gone down.
No worries, Arnold. No worries there, mate. You don't need to apologize for that. You weren't feeling well. That's absolutely
No, Arnold, get some rest, buddy.
Yeah. Rest yourself. We'll see you. We'll have you on next week, and just rest yourself and get feeling better. That's great.
Come on when you want to come on, Arnold. You don't have to
Absolutely, no pressure at all. No pressure, no stress.
Yeah,
double dose of cold and flu tablets, and wrap up in a few layers. Get under the duvet and sweat the shit out.
A few Henrys.
Garcia says, thank you for sharing your knowledge and your information.
Yeah,
you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank
you, Garcia.
Cheers, Garcia.
Thank you very much.
Garcia Aquatics is a great guy.
I was laid out ill for last Saturday. Couldn't get out of bed. Oh dear, I know what that's like. But anyway,
what he's not telling you is his missus slugged him with a cup vat.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Anyway, I decided to give this hobby of marine fish up back then, and I ended up selling my tank. Became the very first tank in an aquatic centre in one of our garden centres locally. They didn't have an aquatic centre before, and they bought my tank off me, which was thankful. I went back to the dealer I was dealing with my fish, and he wanted to give me a voucher for these two fish. And I said, a voucher's no good to me because I'm not going to be buying more of this at that time. And he said, well, that's what I'm offering, sort of thing. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I don't want a voucher, I want the cash. You put them in your store. I said, and I know you'll put them in at double what you're going to give me anyway.
Yeah.
And I said, pay me what I'm asking for once you've sold them. Winner. And he did. He agreed to that in the end. But oh dear, they love selling to you at high prices.
Yeah.
They don't like taking them back and being fair with you. I don't think some of them.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
That was a long time ago.
I encourage everybody to have an aquarium, though. I mean, even pond keepers. I mean, it's good to have a little slice of nature inside your house too.
Yeah, I definitely need to work on mine. I'll have to drop you an email, Jeff, with a bit of advice with my main.
I'm actually on a ban. No more water indoors.
Yeah, I'm banned as well.
Okay.
Vince, guess what? Vince? So was I. Just saying. So was I, mate.
I'm banned from having a tank indoors.
You was, and then you bought your mum the Twisted Towers.
I was kind of concerned with Mal, though, the other day. I seen it on the video with the evaporation and stuff that was going on.
It's went really down.
Nice. Those lids are wonderfully made.
It's on 51 now for
Beautiful.
edition from 73, 74. So worth a treat.
Those lids are. I mean, I wish I was handy like that with the tools. I mean, he made his own lids for his tanks and then cut the evaporation down.
They do it for you.
I get the glass lids that come with the tanks. I get those, but I'm I'm terrible with the DIY projects.
So I got a question before we go off. It's down the tropical line of things, right?
Okay.
Right.
So I've got an old LED light.
Yeah.
I had one of like the higher kind of style. It's just like a Necru or something like that. It's called.
That's one of my favorite
What would
ones.
you say is the best way to actually clean on the LED, like the actual glass itself?
Never had
Just
to do it.
Oh, you mean just the glass on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because you'll have to build up the calcium on it, won't you, off the flash?
Yeah, exactly that. The calcium build up.
Yeah.
So you get
Vinegar
like
on newspaper.
that
Yeah,
kind of
with the-
shine.
yeah. You could take a little bit of water, maybe put a little vinegar in it with a paper towel, and just
Just like the white,
vinegar.
just normal white wine vinegar.
and mix it with water, just like dilution, and then
The one you put on your chips. Bit of that on there.
Oh, a little bit of malt.
Yeah.
a little bit of
They're the
vinegar
same
and water.
thing.
Take it right
It
off.
is. You're right. I don't understand why people keep on running out and buying the white vinegar. I just think it's exactly the same. I mean, it's more like pure and things like that, but it's the same thing. I tend to use RO water.
That's
Just give it a
this
rub with
microphone's just gone There we go.
My
It went
question
a
to
bit
Shane
blurry
is,
then.
how are you getting the calcium on there? Have you not got lids on your tank?
No, at that time I wasn't having the lid on that tank, Tony. Because
That's
obviously
that's exactly what happened to mine.
when that goes on the tank, the lid itself wouldn't have fitted on there because it was just one of them clear seal tanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just the fitted
Yes.
ones, yes. So of course all you had was a little lid that just lifted up for your feeding. But when you've got one of them strips on it, the lid itself wouldn't sit on it.
So all the little splashes, all the calcium, all the evaporation is going up into the light. That's what buggers
Citric
make you
acid
like
for
it.
dechlorinating. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, it will do, aye. We used to use lemon juice to get stickers off and all sorts.
Oh yeah. On my African cichlid tanks, I have the aragonite, which actually boosts up the calcium carbonate. So I get some tremendous calcium deposits on there. But just a little bit of vinegar and water, it cleans up perfectly. Really nice.
Tara would know best because she's got really, really hard water, hasn't she? One of the hardest ones. Tara.
Oh yeah, she's on a well.
She's got a really, really hard water where practically turns into chalk.
Jeez. But I just thought it'd be an idea because obviously, everyone's predominantly in the chats. We've got on the tropical side, everyone's going to be dealing with it at some point. This would have been an interesting one to see how everyone would have actually done it themselves.
Yeah, get a bit of vinegar on there.
Yeah, I will do. I'll give it a clean tomorrow. So I say that's got a.
I mean, a little dash of vinegar is going to do fuck all to your water if you get it in there. Whereas if you're using some kind of glass cleaner or something like that.
Oh yeah, you don't want to use any glass cleaner.
No. So this has got a 8-hour, 10-hour, or a 12.
Yeah.
Way.
Yes, I love them.
There he goes. We got our neighborhood comic. Yep. Yeah. All right. So, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up if that's all right.
Yep. Of course.
It's been a fantastic stream. And,
nice meeting you.
It has been.
Nice meeting you. Yep. Hertzcoin, nice to meet you, Tony. I've seen you on here before and everything. Now I got. Good to see you.
And you,
likewise.
No.
All right.
Shane and I haven't met yet.
So remember 2:00 Sunday. Hertzcoin for the stream.
It's actually streaming on all 4 of our channels.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We've got it set up so all 4 of us are live. So no matter which channel you go to, you can always watch us.
So one of you has got the full package for the StreamYard for that to happen.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay. We were trying to figure out a way if we could do it on the free version for me and Mal to do that.
One of you is
you can only do it through the full package.
Oh, the full package one. Okay. All right. I know that in a past stream, I know that some folks were doing like 2 people were able to stream one from one and one to another with 2 people.
Yeah, you can do that through YouTube itself.
Yeah.
Oh, through YouTube. Okay.
I'll also send you a link, Jeff, to another site you can use as well to bypass.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that, Shane.
I'll do some more research on it, but I think you'll get away with 2.
Oh, okay. That'd be awesome. Because I'm always on here, and I'm always telling Mel, I said, maybe we should launch from your channel next week. You get the watch hours and whatnot.
You've got more fans, man. You've got more fans.
Nah. It doesn't matter.
You got plenty of fans.
Yeah, it's getting there slowly, but
right.
So I reckon tonight. Jeff's got close to 700. I reckon.
Next time you do a skit video when you've got excess lighting, can you cut down on the Mr. Sheen?
I will do. I see it there, Shane. It's like a halo, isn't it?
I have a light up here. I turn it off before I start.
Yeah.
You'll all be blinded. You'll all be wearing sunglasses in here.
That's got a canny shine on it, right?
So yeah, Jeff, Crimson's just checked your channel on her end. Congratulations on hitting 700, my friend.
Oh wow! Oh my
I
goodness!
hit 700. Oh, well done, Jeff. Well done,
yeah.
mate.
Thank you so much,
That's,
everybody. Oh wow, that's fantastic. That's awesome.
I just wanted to know whether you all saw Vince when he wore his pink
Flamingo suit.
pajamas the other day at New Forest Toy.
If not, go over to his channel and check it out.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Monday there was 3 lives. If you go to the first live, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, you watch one and wonder.
Wow, that blows me away. I cannot believe that. I was like, wow. Kind of hit you all of a sudden. I was like 693 or 694 when I started this. I was
You've
like,
been hovering around that for a long time,
Yeah,
Jeff.
I bet.
yeah.
I was sending out a
Peter-
few links even there, trying to see if we can actually get it done tonight. And yeah,
And,
well, thank you so much, guys.
Shouted out the live, shouted out this live on my live a couple of times today as well. So.
yeah,
Fantastic.
See,
That's what it is. Everybody's supporting everybody else. That's what I love to see. I mean,
Yep.
That's why I want to get mail. That's why I want to get that set up where I can have mail for his.
Honestly, don't worry about it, Jeff. I'm not that big on live streams.
Hey, I'm not worried, man. I'm just.
It doesn't matter. It
doesn't have to be on your lives
It still
now.
goes out to a different audience, because what you've got to remember is you might not have all the subscribers that Jeff's got. And Jeff might not have all the subscribers that you've got. So streaming on both channels, it then opens you up.
I've got way to shout me out.
Oh yeah, he's doing a great job. Thank you, Sam. He's a fantastic.
Yep, Sam's on it tonight. Just keep seeing all the links getting popped up.
Yes. And June says it looks like a Brit invasion. Hey, that's great.
June, you should have come up.
Yeah, we're taking over.
That's
Take
fantastic.
over.
Oh, that's true. June next week.
We're taking it back.
I'd like you to show one of your Oscar tanks next week, June, if you can.
Ooh, yeah, I haven't seen a nice Oscar tank for a long time.
Yeah.
Definitely be
She's got some
interested.
stunning Oscars too. She's got some fantastic ones. Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll have to rename Independence Day to Reclamation Day.
Right. Oh, she says, okay, fantastic.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Joan. All right, gentlemen, we're going to call her here. Thank you so much, everybody. And we will see you guys on Sunday at 2 p.m. And
right in the middle of a Sunday dinner.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me invade.
You're right.
Okay. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Tony. Good to see you on here too, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Vince. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Shane.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all later.
Don't forget, guys. Don't forget.
Have a great morning.
Feed your hobby. Feed the addiction. If not, we're here every week.
That's right. Don't forget to feed your addiction. All right.
He should be your wingman. He should be wingman. You remember that sort of stuff, can it?
Oh, I remembered it. I was working my way around, but it's getting there. Yep. All right. Oh, well, look at this. That is so very nice.
Anything for you, Jeff.
Thank you so much, everybody. You're all wonderful. Love you all. We'll see you next week, and we'll see you guys on Sunday as well.
Yep. We'll see you on Sunday. Take care.
All right. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
No.
Press end.